Yo, how's it going everybody? It's me, Arctic. In today's video, we're going to be talking about some Ayato information that actually just got released, basically. Now, this is actually from a post on Bilibili. Some new information, and they do definitely seem to have at least some sort of credibility for this. Once again, this could be disproved within the next few weeks once we actually get some of the more beta information, but it's fun to look at some of these stuff early on and see generally kind of what a lot of people are thinking, or what might actually be what Ayato's kit is. So for the basics on Ayato, it's saying right here that Ayato is a 5-star Hydro Sword carry. He's not a Hydro Claymore, he's not a Hydro Polearm, he's going to be a Hydro Sword character. And that is very much in line with all the leaks that we have been seeing in the past few months and whatnot. He is a tall male with white hair and a white suit. That's in line with some of the initial leaks that we actually had for Ayato. And it says also that unlike Child, who enables vaporizes for pyro characters, Ayato is actually going to be kind of the opposite of that, and actually is the one who's going to be doing these vaporizes. So characters like Toma and Xiangling are going to be Ayato's best support, and it says that Ayato is going to be a fantastic DPS, but a higher skill cap, and that's definitely having to do with him being definitely a vaporize focused, I would say. In terms of his talents and basically how his elemental kit works, his normal attacks, Kamisato Art, Straight Line, Ichimonji. So the second hit and the fourth hit are going to stack up his posture stacks, so this definitely seems like something that's basically part of his actual kit right here. And then you can get up to a maximum of 4 stacks. Probably in Constellations we're going to see stack increases or something, or stack gain increases, something like that. Could be pretty interesting. Charge attacks can consume 2 to 3 posture, turning them into Ichimonji slashes, so I think there's a multiplier for 2 and 3 stacks of this. I wonder if there's actually going to be a 4th stack multiplier for this or something, or if it just stays at 4, because then what you'd be able to do is do 1 or 2 normal attacks, and then be able to do a charge attack again after that. Ichimonji slashes increase in size and damage for each posture consumed. A max charge Ichimonji slash is almost as big as the initial hit of Raiden's burst, but uses up most of your posture. So basically they're saying that it's going to use up 3 postures, something like that. And basically it's saying right here that vaporizing with his Ichimonji slash is what you're kind of going for. Now it doesn't necessarily say anything in here about him actually having Hydro Infusion for his actual normal attacks, but it says that Ichimonji slashes are converted to Hydro damage, and Ayato usually triggers the vaporizes because his Hydro application is concentrated into massive but fewer hits. And so a few things that I think are actually going to be really good with Ayato is actually going to be Shenhe and Chongyun. If you are going for a kind of a team comp where you're going to be using Ayato and Chongyun, that could definitely work very nicely. You're basically going to be able to stack up his Ichimonji slashes and do those to get lots of massive damage. It's going to be against frozen enemies, so it's going to have a high crit rate, whatever. You're not necessarily going to you can't vaporize really with that team comp. However, you would be actually getting a lot of normal attack damage thanks to Shenhe being your support, basically going into Ayato's kit and whatnot. I think that vaporize is probably going to be his best type of team comp, I would say. You could potentially also go with something like a C6 Bennett and actually pyro infuse your Ayato's normal attacks. That could be something that could turn out to be actually a pretty good combo. However, I wouldn't really recommend C6ing a Bennett just because it basically limits your physical damage carries. If you have Eula or whatever, but if you're not going to use physical damage, I would definitely give it a try. Let's go right here, Shumatsu Art, Cicada Shell. So Cicada Shell definitely seems to have some sort of interaction with that. Ayato dashes sideways while casting forward an empty shell of himself that taunts enemies. So this definitely seems to be a shadow clone type looking thing. We don't necessarily know what this looks like. It could be an actual cicada, or it could just be basically a molting kind of thing for Ayato. I would actually think that this probably removes status effects on your character also. It would remove Hydro, so you wouldn't get frozen if you get hit with cryo or something like that. And also builds 2 posture when used. So 2 posture, that's going to be really good. Probably the general normal attack combo is going to be going up to N2 right here and then using an E skill, something like that. That's going to get you up to 3 posture. Basically going to be able to use your charge attack right there and basically cycle that around. Q skill, Kamisato Art, Cross Spear. So this is where he definitely seems to have some sort of spear, and that's why we were seeing stuff about him having a spear or a stance change probably. But it's saying that Ayato thrusts forwards, firing a torrent of water that does Hydro damage and reduces Hydro resistance. So this definitely seems with the wording to be just a single slash, something like that, but then it also reduces Hydro Res resistance and resets the cooldown of the E skill. So you're probably going to be able to kind of combo this with his actual other slashes and whatnot. It would be nice if this has some Hydro application over time, but I don't think that's really necessary with how his kit actually works. And like, I mean, if you could still probably use him in a cryo team, just because he's going to be having some pretty okay Hydro application, and he's pretty much, his Hydro application is enabling himself to do like the freeze damage and whatnot. I'm open to like Vaporize team comps and also freeze team comps, I would say. If for the video, let me know if you guys liked the video down in the comment section below, and hopefully some of this information actually is accurate. Once again, I probably will be actually making a video when we actually get the beta information, because that's going to be a lot more substantial and accurate, I would say. Relatively excited for Ayato. I would like to see a little bit more kind of usability with what I'm kind of thinking that I want to use him for. But as he's right now, he's definitely seems pretty interesting to me. So anyway, it's been me, Arctic. I'll see you guys in the next one. Farewell.